Dear viewers, in this episode we will be discussing BRICS. Let's begin with a brief introduction of BRICS. BRICS is an acronym for the grouping of the world's leading emerging economies, namely Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The BRICS Leaders Summit is convened annually. Together, BRICS accounts for about 40% of world's population and about 30% of the GDP or the gross domestic product, making it a critical economic engine. It's an emerging investment market and a global power bloc. Now focusing on the genesis and related timeline for the formation of BRICS. The acronym BRIC was initially formulated in 2001 by economist Jim O'Neill of the Goldman Sachs in a report on growth prospects for the economies of Brazil, Russia, India, and China, which together represented a significant share of the world's population and production. In 2006, the 4 BRIC countries initiated a regular informal diplomatic coordination with annual meetings of foreign ministers at the margins of the general debate of the UN General Assembly. This successful interaction led to the decision that the dialogue was to be carried out at the level of heads of state and government in the annual summits. The first BRICS summit took place in 2009 in the Yekaterinburg city located in Russian Federation and focused on issues such as reform of the global financial architecture. South Africa was invited to join BRIC in December 2010. After which the group adopted the acronym BRICS. South Africa subsequently attended the third BRICS summit in Sanya, China in March 2011. Now let's discuss the structure of BRICS. BRICS does not exist in the form of organization, but it is an annual summit between the supreme leaders of the 5 nations. The chairmanship of the forum is rotated annually among the members in accordance with the acronym that is BRICS. BRICS cooperation in the past decade has expanded to include an annual program of over 100 sectoral meetings. The BRICS has the following objectives. It seeks to deepen, broaden, and intensify cooperation within the grouping and among the individual countries for more sustainable, equitable, and mutually beneficial development. BRICS takes into consideration each member's growth, development, and poverty objectives. Relationships among the BRICS countries are built on the respective countries' economic strengths. BRICS is emerging as a new and promising political diplomatic entity with diverse objectives, far beyond the original objective of reforming global financial institutions. The areas of cooperation among BRICS member states can be divided into 3 subheads, namely economic cooperation, people-to-people exchange, and political as well as security cooperation. Let's look at economic cooperation first. There are rapidly growing trade and investment flows between the BRICS countries as well as economic cooperation activities across a range of sectors. Agreements have been concluded in the areas of economic and trade cooperation, innovation cooperation, customs cooperation, strategic cooperation between the BRICS Business Council, Contingent Reserve Agreement, and the New Development Bank. These agreements contribute to the realization of shared objectives of deepening economic cooperation and fostering integrated trade and investment markets. Moving to people-to-people exchange. BRICS members have recognized the need for strengthening people-to-people exchanges and to foster closer cooperation in the areas of culture, sport, education, film, and youth. People-to-people exchanges seek to forge new friendships, deepen relations, and mutual understanding between BRICS peoples in the spirit of openness, inclusiveness, diversity, and mutual learning. Such people-to-people exchanges include Young Diplomats Forum, Parliamentarian Forum, Trade Union Forum, Civil BRICS, as well as the Media Forum. Looking at political and security cooperation. BRICS political and security cooperation is aimed at achieving peace, security, development, and cooperation for a more equitable and fair world. BRICS provides opportunities for sharing policy advice and exchange of best practices in terms of domestic and regional challenges, as well as advancing the restructuring of the global political architecture so that it is more balanced, resting on the pillar of multilateralism. BRICS is used as a driver for South Africa's foreign policy priorities, including the pursuit of African agenda and the South-South cooperation. Cooperation among member states is achieved through three tracks, namely Track 1, that is formal diplomatic engagement between the national governments, Track 2, wherein the engagement is through government-affiliated institutions, example, state-owned enterprises and business councils. And Track 3 is where there is civil society and people-to-people engagement. Now let's discuss the impacts of BRICS on global institutional reforms. The main reason for cooperation to start among the BRICS nations was the financial crisis of 2008. The crisis raised doubts over the sustainability of the dollar-denominated monetary system. The BRICS called for the reform of multilateral institutions in order that they reflect the structural changes in the world economy and increasingly central role that the emerging markets play. BRICS managed to push for institutional reforms which led to the International Monetary Fund quota reform in 2010. Thus, the financial crisis had momentarily reduced Western legitimacy and briefly led the BRICS countries become agenda setters in the multilateral institutions, shifting focus towards the bank established by BRICS countries, known as the New Development Bank. At the 4th BRICS Summit in New Delhi, that was in 2012, the possibility of setting up a new development bank was considered to mobilize resources for infrastructure and sustainable development projects in BRICS and other emerging economies as well as in developing countries. During the 6th BRICS Summit in Fortaleza, that was in 2014, the leaders signed the agreement establishing the new development bank. The key achievements in the Fortaleza Declaration was that the initial authorized capital of the bank was $100 billion. The initial subscribed capital was to be $50 billion, equally shared among the founding members. The first chair of the Board of Governors was to be from Russia. The first chair of the Board of Directors was to be from Brazil. The first president of the bank was to be from India, and the headquarters of the bank were to be located in Shanghai. The NDB's key areas of cooperation are clean energy, transport, infrastructure, irrigation, sustainable urban development, and economic cooperation among the countries. The NDB functions on a consultative mechanism among BRICS members, with all the member countries possessing equal rights. Focusing on financial instrument under the BRICS, namely the Contingent Reserve Agreement. The BRICS Contingent Reserve Agreement, or the CRA, was signed in 2014 as a part of the Fortaleza Declaration at the 6th BRICS Summit. It was established in the backdrop of increasing instances of global financial crisis. The BRICS CRA aims to provide short-term liquidity support to members through currency swaps to help in mitigating balance of payment crisis situations and further strengthen financial stability. The initial total committed resources of the CRA were to be $100 billion. It would also contribute to strengthening the global financial safety net and complement existing international arrangements, shifting focus towards the challenges ahead for the BRICS nations. The marked dominance of Big Three, that is Russia, China, and India, is a challenge for the BRICS as it moves ahead. To become a true representative of large emerging markets across the world, BRICS must become pan-continental. the BRICS will need to expand its agenda for increasing its relevance in the global order. As of now, climate change and development finance aimed at building infrastructure dominate the agenda. As BRICS moves forward, foundational principles of BRICS, that is, respect for sovereign equality and pluralism in the global governance, are liable to be tested as the 5 member countries pursue their own national agendas. The military standoff between India and China, which has effectively brought to an end the naive notion that comfortable political relationship is always possible amongst the BRICS members. China's effort to co-opt nation-states which are integral to its Belt and Road Initiative into a broader political arrangement has potential to cause conflict among BRICS members, especially India and China. Let's move forward to discussing the importance of BRICS for India. India can benefit from the collective strength of BRICS by the way of consultation and cooperation on economic issues of mutual interests, as well as topical global issues such as international terrorism, climate change, food and energy security, reforms of global governance institutions, etc. India remains engaged with the other BRICS countries on its NSG membership. The NDB will help India to raise and avail resources for their infrastructure and sustainable development projects. The NDB has approved its first set of loans, which include a loan of $250 million in respect of India for the multi-tranche financial facility for renewable energy financing scheme. Looking at the way forward for the BRICS. BRICS did well in the first decade to identify issues of common interest and to create platforms to address these issues. For BRICS to remain relevant over the next decade, each of its members must make a realistic assessment of the initiative's opportunities and its inherent limitations. BRICS nations need to recalibrate their approach and to commit to their founding ethos. BRICS must reaffirm their commitment to a multipolar world that allows for sovereign equality and democratic decision-making. BRICS should develop an institutional research wing along the lines of the OECD, offering solutions which are better suited to the developing world. BRICS should consider a BRICS-led effort to meet their commitments under the Paris Agreement on climate change and the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. For example, setting up of a BRICS Energy Alliance and an Energy Policy Institution. NDB in partnership with other development finance institutions could be a potent vehicle to finance progress towards sustainable development goals among the BRICS members. Idea of setting up a BRICS credit rating agency, the BCRA, as an alternative to Western agencies like Standard & Poor's, Moody's, etc. can be on the BRICS future agenda. That is all for now. We hope you find this video helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep notified about our latest videos. Thank you.
To watch our videos in Hindi, subscribe to our Hindi YouTube channel Drishti IAS.